Dario here reporting live for you on the West Island News. We're in Pierrefonds today at Pierrefonds Community High School for the West Island United Rally Against Racism. Joining me now is Malik Shahid, the host of today's event. Hello, Malik.
How are you doing today? Thank you for being here. We appreciate that.
Thank you. What is the point of today's event?
The point is just to give youth a voice and for youth to speak on topics such as racism, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, Asian hate, anti-black racism, and tell the adults what their true concerns are. That's really the goal of today's event.
Is there any political figures that you're expected to see here today at the rally?
Yeah, we have Minister Charette, and his role is to, at the provincial level, is taking care of the racism dossier. We have also Christopher Skeet, who's going to be here. He's an MNA. We have also Carlos Ateo, who's an MNA. We have Mayor Bess, who's the mayor of Pierrefonds Roxborough. We have Allison Saunders, who's a co-opted commissioner. And we have someone else, and I forgot who it is.
Usually Francis comes to this. We do see a very strong representation of our community leaders at this time, so I expect quite a few.
Samir Zuberi, who is a federal elected official of the area, will also be present today.
We'll be here throughout the event, and we'll get you pictures and full coverage of the rally in Pierrefonds today. If people are watching at home now, the rally officially starts at 1 o'clock. Yeah. Do they still have time to come?
They still have time to come, Malik.
Yes, we're going to be going all the way to 2:30, so come out now. Come on, it's a family event. I want to see youth and adults come out right now. Please, come out support.
See you soon. Hello?
You got the message, so we'll see you here today at the West Island United Rally Against Racism. Pierrefonds Community High School is right behind me. We're right off Pierrefonds Boulevard in Richmond. So come on by and support this event today. Dario reporting live for you on the West Island News.
I'm Rhonda Masad for the West Island News. I am here today at the peaceful rally for raising awareness to racism in our community. I have a specific story that I'd like you to hear that I heard just now, and I think it's important that we hear it. I'm here with Jess and Eric. Jess is here over the Every Child Matters 215. We all know that tragic story. A story that we do not know is the one that Eric is telling us today from a young man called Corey Sullick from Ilbazar, who just received a settlement for abuse during a police intervention. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, Corey was a good kid. His mom, June Tyler, and his father are presently pursuing the police. His father is of Egyptian origin. They called the police because Corey was in distress, and the police responded. Several police officers did to their home in Ilbazard, and they responded with excessive force, and the end result was that Corey went into cardiac arrest. They continued to beat him. Oh, you're live, okay. They continued to beat him and whatnot. And just this week, there was a $30,000 judgment to the family of Corey Sullick, citing a lack of transparency in the investigation. So basically, we're here to advocate for Corey and to get his story out. It's still being pursued in the courts, June Tyler and his dad as well and whatnot. So basically, we're here to spread Corey's story, killed by the police in his own driveway after the parents made a call that he was in distress. So so that's basically why we're here today.
So this is a rally for all kinds of racism. It's not strict to one specific group. This is put on by Overture of the Arts and Malik Shahid. There's just a beautiful day to come out. We're going to be here until 2:30. So come on out, show your support for the community. It's actually one of the first events that I've been to since the pandemic, to be honest with you. It's the first gathering, so it's a good holistic one, and we need to raise awareness and we need to let the hate go. I'm Rhonda Masad for West Island News. We hope to see you here today.
I'm with Akila Newton, one of the co-hosts at this event from Overture with the Arts. Tell us the goal of today's event.
So the goal of today's event is to really bring people together as one and to unite, regardless of their cultural background, religious beliefs, their sexual orientation. We want everyone to know that they're valued and loved, and they deserve to be respected. So we just really want to bring the West Island together today.
What changes and what would you like people to have in mind while they're attending the rally against racism today?
Well, we want people to understand that BIPOC communities, so Black, Indigenous, or people of color, have suffered these injustices for far too long. We are not the ones that started racism or discrimination, and it's not our responsibility to end it. So we need people to come and stand in solidarity with us and be allies to really help work towards change so we could end these injustices.
The event is about to begin. So far, are you happy with the community members that have shown up today?
Absolutely. We've received an outpouring of support. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be an inspiring day, so we could not have had a better outcome for today.
Thank you, Akila. We are at the West Island United Rally Against Racism at Pierrefonds Community High School. Dario reporting for you on the West Island News. We are at the West Island United Rally Against Racism. Joining me now is Minister Benoit Charette and MNA Christopher Skeete. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Why are you attending today's event?
Well, you know, it's so important to be in solidarity with the cause of racism. I know that our government takes this file very seriously. We have a newly minted minister for the fight against racism, something that Quebec's never had before. And of course, I have the privilege of being his parliamentary secretary. So this is one of the many rallies that we participate in to show our solidarity with various communities in the fight against racism.
It's interesting to see a youth association gets involved in this fight against racism. So it's an occasion to show our support and say we are there and we want to make these necessary changes in Quebec.
And a lot of the population may not be happy with the current situation that we're in Quebec regarding racism. What words do you have to share with them? And I think they want to know if changes will be coming in the future.
Well, I mean, change has already happened, with all due respect. What we had last year was a working group that was established. This working group's mandate was to come up with really concrete recommendations, one of which was the creation of a new ministry. So we're already delivering on those. But of course, the needle of racism is an ongoing endeavor. We can't be satisfied with the status quo. We always have to keep moving forward. There's some work to do. We're going to do it. One day when we're done, someone else will take up the mantle and we're going to fight racism together all the time. So it's an ongoing thing. One day we will get to this ideal of no more racism. Until then, everyone has a job to do and we're doing our part.
Yes, there is racism in Quebec. We cannot say the contrary, so it's important to fight it, but it's important to repeat and remind that Quebec is one of the most open-minded society in the world. So yes, there is work to do, but we still, and we can be proud of living in a society like Quebec, and by saying that, we are still, and we are also saying that there is still work to do to eradicate racism.
I'm going to be the big mama boss here, and Dario's doing a great job, but I had a couple of questions that I would love to ask. Mr. Skeete, we have an event on Monday or Tuesday night this week. What exactly are we going to be covering that will be different from what we're doing here today?
The event that we'll be covering?
Yeah, the event that we're doing a consultation or a commission, or I have a meeting for racism on Tuesday.
Okay. I'm not familiar with the meeting that you're talking about.
You're in charge.
Yes, well, what we're doing is we're getting everybody together to
Yeah.
do consultations. So the minister and I have been present on the ground speaking to various community groups, if that's what you're speaking to.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay, so that's what we do is we're meeting with various groups to get together to see what they can bring us in terms of information. We're just trying to get the lay of the land to find out where exactly the needle is today and to find out how together we can move that needle. So the objective of our meetings, and we've done about 50 now, is to get everybody together in the same room, explain our priorities, get some priorities from them, and then move together as a group so that we can eradicate racism. So if that's the meeting that you're referring, okay, well that's the one you're referring to, then yes, I will be there, the minister will be there, and it's to move the needle on racism, to get a sense of what each individual community's concerns are.
Okay, this is a personal question. I suspect both of you, given your family lives, have lived some racism, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yes, yes. My wife is from Haiti. She has Haitian origins, so my kids are also with Haitian origins. Yes, we were witnessed of disgrace, racism acts, some toward them, otherwise as witnesses. So yes, we are able to say and repeat there is racism, and yes, we have to make a bigger effort to eradicate it.
And you as well, I'm guessing.
Yes, obviously, I've been a victim of racism, and I think, it's a reality, but it's not a normalcy. That's why together we have to get together and fight racism. There's all kinds of reasons for the people give themselves to be bigots. It's unacceptable, and the creation of this ministry is to help us move together to try and get rid of it. Now, it's one thing to be a victim of racism and to feel bad about it and to get entrenched on that, but it's another thing to fight racism like we're doing today. And I think moments like this are what we should be focusing on, how we can work together, irrespective of where we stand on the needle of how bad it is. Let's work together to get rid of it. And let's stop the victimization.
I love it. I think that's fantastic. Let's get on that. Hate has to be dispelled. Violence has to be dispelled. And we're speaking to people that are in charge of that for the province. And to be honest with you, they are speaking from personal experience also. So they're not just talking, they're actually doing. Thanks, guys.
Thank
you very much for the interview.